Welcome back, my friends, to TFT Hyperroll with Artark, and oh boy, do I have a fun video for you. Of all the matches I played throughout set 8 and 8.5, this is actually my favorite one. I put it out on a Friday so it could be up the whole weekend without other things interfering with it. Hopefully it will get a lot of views. Please share this one if you can. Graphic, like, comment, subscribe, but watch this video. It was so much fun to play, and I hope you have fun watching it too. Ever since I did the Tank Stacks video, where I had Nasus as the sole carry behind a completely tanky front line, I have been trying to recreate it with different champions, and let me just tell you, it is not easy to do. There aren't a lot of champions that can hold it up, and the Defender Aegis combination doesn't usually hold up that long, but this one worked a little bit differently, and I went ahead and I did it with Brawlers, and well, here, let's get started. So let's look at the first set of augments. I was not thrilled with these. Didn't fit really anything I wanted to do. Could have gone Three's Company and just seen what it gave me, but I decided to go ahead and re-roll Portable Forge. Okay, I'll take the chance on that. I get the chance for an Anima Visage, which will work great with Brawlers. Then I check the admin, and we have the combat start. You gain 40 additional health. So that means everyone's going to be getting 40 additional health. So my goal now is just to get as many Brawlers as possible, have them be gaining health from the admin buff, and that health will then be increased by the Brawler buff. And by the end, we're going to have some type of impenetrable front line. I just don't want to put the Anima Visage on people yet because I'm not sure who's going to be the strongest Brawler. Now, normally you could put the Anima Visage on Renekton because he's going to be getting health, especially in these early matches. He's getting 40 per match, and he's likely to stay in the entire time due to the increased health. But I'm not 100% sure whether we're going to stop at 6 and then try to get stronger Brawlers, or going all the way to 8 if we get lucky with augments. Now, we come out of the NPC round, and I'm finally able to get a 2-star Blitz. I also have the elements for Warmogs, and since I know no matter what, Blitz is staying in this entire time, I'm going to go ahead and give him the Anima Visage because his health is going to keep increasing throughout the entire match, and now he's got a Warmogs on top of it. Another reason I chose Blitz is his ult allows him to take less damage, which means he's going to be able to hang in longer, which will give the Visage a little bit more power along the way. So it will allow him to heal more, so he should be able to stay up longer and help us keep winning fights like this. Now, item-wise, I'm trying to figure out who the carry's going to be. I know it's going to be a 4 or a 5 cost ultimately down the line. Possibly Aurelion Sol, possibly Bel'Veth, Urgot, I don't know. So I just opt for the champion duplicator at this point, so whoever it turns out to be, I can get them to 2 stars as quickly as possible. So after trying the Defender Aegis combination a lot, I decided I wanted to try Brawlers because Defender and Aegis just seems to fall off. With this particular admin augment, I feel like this front line will just get beefier and beefier and beefier and be able to hold off more and more from my eventual carry later in the match, although you can see the problem, it's not always going to hold up. Now it is time for the second augment, and this is where it really started to get fun. Brawler Crown. Okay, that means I can now guaranteed go to the 8 Brawlers, which will give me a really solid front line, and since this is hyperroll and the team by necessity goes to 9, it will give me just a wall of meat up front, followed by 1 carry in the back, which is what I was hoping to do. Now, after I got that Brawler Crown, I decided that whatever threat I got first in the shop was going to be my carry. Welcome, Bel'Veth. She showed up before Aurelion Sol, so Bel'Veth gets to be the carry in this match. She will be the one behind the wall of meat, which is pretty good since she has a 2-hit range, which means she doesn't have to be right in front of people in order to do damage. Now this decision became even easier when the next shop gave me 2 more Bel'Veths. So now I had all the power I needed. I could get a loaded die and just try to force her up to 3 stars, but that's not really worth it. I want to tank up the front line more. So we grab what we need to make a Sunfire Cape and a Bramble Vest that can make the front line more powerful, put a Rage Blade on Bel'Veth, but she's not necessarily going in yet because we want our Brawlers to get maximum health, and right now there's 6 of them, and they're gaining 40 per combat. And this is kind of why I enjoyed playing this match, because this is wrong. I have a 2-star 4-cost threat sitting on the bench with a near-perfect item for her. And I could win these rounds, but I'm sacrificing it for that additional health that I think will help me later on. Next round, I know I can bring her in 7 and then still have 6 Brawlers, but they wouldn't have had as much health. Now in this case, the health was enough to overcome the other team and end up overwhelming them. But there was no guarantee for that, but I was sticking to my guns through this whole fight. I was going to do it the way I wanted it. It's time for the final augment, and I was hoping for these hero augments. Now I want the Bel'Veth hero augments, and not Void Mother. I want the Omnivamp. So I roll and get back for blood, and now Bel'Veth has huge amounts of Omnivamp that is going to make her really, really strong. And I decide to go ahead and grab the bow and then just put the Runaan's Hurricane on Bel'Veth so she is attacking more than one champion at a time. She's going to be the damage carry of this team. Everything else is just meat meant to protect her. I don't expect that front line to be able to do anything other than just stand there while Bel'Veth does all the work. Having found Warwick, we now have everything we need. We have Lee Sin, we have Warwick, we have the other 6 Brawlers, with Camille being an additional Brawler, and now we have the 2-star Bel'Veth, who is just able to eat teams alive. The carousel had no tank items, so I grabbed the Last Whisper for Warwick, but here I can grab the Locket that can go on Renekton and will give everyone a shield based on their health, which is just getting higher and higher. For items, I'm really looking for tank items, but the worst case scenario is I can pick up items for Warwick. He does do really good damage, so he could be a secondary damage doer if that becomes necessary. But in reality, I have a lot of faith in Bel'Veth. She's one of my favorite champions to play in Summoners. There's something about just the way she attacks, the way she moves. It's so smooth and just even. And with her increasing attack speed, which at least in Summoners is uncapped, she becomes ridiculous to deal with. And you can see it all on display here as she continues doing damage. Remember, her Omnivamp triples because of the augment we ended up getting. So even as she gets stuck on their tank and absorbs a whole Misfortune ult, it doesn't matter. She then moves out of the way, finishes them off, and brings us into the top 4. And we get our final 2 item choices, and I make a mistake here. I should have grabbed admin because I could have gone to 4 admin and gotten an additional bonus, but I decide to go with laser because this will also give me laser core, so I thought that would be some additional damage. But I was really focused on the fact that I was 1 Bel'Veth away from gold, and I would really, really like to get a gold 3-star Bel'Veth into this game. Now, this is a Super Hearts team, and the danger with a Super Hearts team is they are going to get stronger and stronger the longer the match lasts. This build is not designed to get through things quickly. It's designed to hold things up for a long time. So notice as they gain power, what happens to Bel'Veth when Syndra decides to fling something at her right there. No more Bel'Veth, because that is too much power and they can wipe our team. Rolled through all my gold, got nothing. The team we are against next is a Laser Core team. I'm fairly confident we can beat that because that is not going to power up in the same way that a Super Hearts team will. So Bel'Veth is not going to get one-shotted, nor are our tanks going to get one-shotted all at once. It's going to be a slow, gradual battle, which plays into our favor because our meat shields are so incredibly meaty, and Bel'Veth will heal back pretty much no matter what they throw at her. And you can see here, the longer the fight goes on, the faster she's attacking, the more damage she's doing, and the less impact they're having on us. Even that ult does almost nothing. Then she's able to get into the back line, turn on their Warwick, just rip him apart, and finish them off. But there's something I'm going to need to have a chance, and Gary, help me out. Yes, the gold 3-star Bel'Veth. That will allow me now to tear through the Super Hearts team much quicker and not enable them to power up. First time this season, I have gotten her up to gold 3 stars, and I want to see what a gold 3-star Bel'Veth can do to an opposing team. So here is the Super Hearts team. Keep your eye on Bel'Veth and how much damage she does and how quickly she does it as she goes through the team. So where before this was a long, protracted fight that enabled them to power up, yeah, not so long this time. And we are now left facing that Super Hearts team, and they still have a lot of power. They have a gold 3-star Sona with a duelist emblem, so she's going to be attacking faster and faster. Remember, each time she casts, it increases the AP of all of the champions on the team. They now picked up a gold 3-star Alistair, so that's more power thanks to the super buff that they're getting. So this team is very, very strong. But Bel'Veth is not messing around, and she can get through things very quickly. See how fast she takes out Viego, moves on to the rest of their team, chews through the entire front line. They do not have the time to power up to do what they did before, so the damage just isn't there. And it comes down to this final match where Bel'Veth is going to get to show off everything she can do. Again, they're not getting the time to power up because she is just chewing through their entire line. And there's really no chance here. You can see even as Sona heals, she takes them down with over 18,000 damage. It is GG to everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed playing it. This was a once-a-season build that came together. As always, have an absolutely awesome day.